Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and much love, honors and blessed salutations to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, which hold the conduct, composure, and integrity. This is Yaakov, and I want to go into a scripture real quick in Sirach, the 10th chapter, the 8th verse. Just want to speak a little bit while I'm driving back to the crib. You know, something that I don't know why, the Spirit hit me differently to realize it, but I didn't really ever realize the last part of Sirach 10 and 8, when it talks about of unrighteous dealings, that the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that was the part that I caught. I was like, wait a minute. It says from one people to another. I was literally like that. I was like, damn, wait a minute. It's saying people. Because it could have said like, the kingdom is translated from one to another, or the kingdom is translated in general, but it's specified on people. And so in Sirach 10 and 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So the scripture is, speaking to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, all right, which is also known in the scriptures by Tyre, Sidon, Idumea, and other ancient, not ancient, well, historical times like Khazars, all right, the Agarenes, Timon, all right. But this man, ruling the kingdom today, man, the scripture applies, because when you evaluate or assess how he runs and operates things in his enterprise, you'll understand that his dealings were unrighteous because he caused injury to take what he has today. There's a book written by, I believe his name was Ronald White, or he referenced the book, if I'm not mistaken. He might be the author, I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. There was a book written called A Stolen Continent, and it goes in to how the so-called white man stole America. All right. You also got the book, one of my favorites, because it ignites your anger for Esau so much. But The Devastation of the Indies by Bartolome de las Casas. And you got plenty of other various books, man, that go into what Esau did during those, historical times to obtain the things that he has today. And, again, it involved injuries and deceit. You go into Revelation, the 12th chapter. I think it's the 9th or 10th verse. Salakia. I'm not going to even quote a verse. It's in the 12th chapter when it talks about him as, refers to him as Satan, that old serpent. It tells you that serpent, all right, that liar, because why was the so-called white man referenced as a serpent? And how do we know that it was his spirit that was speaking to Eve back whenever they were, in the Garden of Eden? Because the so-called white man's characteristics and traits are to be deceitful, all right, a liar. And one of the traits or one of the attributes about Esau that he was given was that he was a cunning man of the field. And in retrospect, man, the whole entire world is the field for Esau. All right, it's his old sporting and gaming field. Something that I'm recently getting into, man, hunting. They call it game. When you hunt a deer, it's called hunting game. All right, because essentially it's kind of a game. The point of the game is to not miss and kill the target. But that's how Esau sees the whole world, as one big game and sport. You got scriptures throughout times where it would talk about how the wicked would sport, the creation of the Lord. That went into how Esau oppressed our people. All right, how he oppresses the world. All right, he tests, and makes risks against boundaries that the Lord created. That's sporting. He sports the animals. So, but these are things that fit in how we understand and know that this is talking to Esau today, because when he came to America, when he started over there in Hispaniola, and then he went down to the bottom. He started from the bottom up, man. He went from the bottom of South America to Central America, to North America. And as he was making his way up to North America and parts of Canada, he was naming these certain parts of land as the mainland. All right. He created something called the Isthmus of Panama, which is over there in Panama. But it's a part that connects South and North America together. It's like some type of canal that links along with the canal of Panama, I believe. But before they called before they called North America, North America, South America, South America, they used that piece of land to divide and call the top part North, the bottom part South. That's where you get North America from. So, but anyways, when he was doing this, man, it tells you, man, that he went on a slaughter chain, man. He just slaughtered and killed, pillaged, raped, robbed, murdered, the three common accusations, man. And he did this all while putting our people under slavery. All right. There's accounts when Christopher Colon came over, and other actual certain, I don't know what you would call them, but, you know, not generals, you know, but like captains and lieutenants and things like that. You had lower class men that were under, you know, higher, you know, authorities that were coming to the Americas, and our people would submit. All right. And they would take counsel that, you know, we should, you know, do what they tell us to do. We'll give them an offering to their God, which their God was Ptolemy, all right, Serapis Christos, because they were using that image of Cesarea Borgia when they came over here to Hispaniola, all right. They were using that image to subject the people, all right, and that's something that the regular Christian doesn't even know today, man. Christianity and Catholic, I can't even say it. So you know what I'm saying. Those are doctrines. Those are submission doctrines. Those were used to make you to submit to the worship of the so-called white man. All right, look into the history, man. That image is used so that you actually worship the so-called white man. All right, and it's well beyond proven that that's the truth. All right, but they were doing these things, so our people were agreeing, like, man, you know, the white man, the red man is coming. Give them an offering, and our people would give loads of gold as offerings to these Edomites when they'd come over from Europe, because they knew that these motherfuckers would, you know, kill them. So they would be like, you know, let's be cool, they be calm, do whatever they tell you to do, so they can get out of here. And they wouldn't. Esau would be like, well, damn, they submitting like a motherfucker. Shit, let's just take it. Let's just take more. There was an account with one of the leaders of the natives. His name was Behichio, but he was basically the man of war for the tribes at that time, and he fought. All right, but Esau knew that. Esau knew that this man, you know, wasn't going to submit to shit. That he knew how to fight. So what did Esau do, man? He, you know, grouped up and overtook this man and took him back to Europe. Well, actually, I believe Behichio, he died. He died on the ship because I think it sunk. Something, man. They did something. But Esau was ruthless in his behavior, man. It was unrighteous dealings. Israel never did shit against Esau, man. And when you look at like the movies they'll make, you'll see that Jake was, you know, submitted. They would listen. There was ridiculous laws put upon our people that forced them to submit. You know, you couldn't look an Edomite directly in the eye. You had to look down. You know, you couldn't ride on horses. This was real shit, man. It wasn't just put in Django for no fucking reason. Those things actually happened. You got a scripture that could testify in Ecclesiastes about what is it? What did Solomon say? He said, I have seen a thing that proceeded as if it were an air from the maker. I have seen princes upon the ground, and no, I have seen servants upon horses and princes upon the ground. That was the servants were Esau. They were on the horses, because Esau ain't shit. Esau ain't no king. He's a base man. He's a servant. The scriptures even tell you, man, that it was foretold that Esau was going to serve the younger. He was going to be a servant to his younger brother, Jacob. And we were going to rule. We were the kings and the princes. Exodus 19:6. Or is it Leviticus 19:6? Salakia. You know? We are to be a kingdom of priests and kings. All right? And, so, Solomon saw that. All right? But that really happened. All right? How Esau came over, man, is he totally took us out of our estate. All right? Lied to us, telling us we weren't worth shit. We ain't worth shit, because you even got that going on today, man. We're looked at like pieces of shit. And you see our behavior, man, it's totally based now. That's because we listened to this motherfucker. We listened to what the white man told us and believed it. All right? We believed that we were nothing better than a servant. Okay? We believed that we're here to serve the so-called white man, live out our days chasing after a fucking dream, and then we die. Those were lies told by the so-called white man. Because what I did not finish to say back in Revelations about that old serpent Satan, it said that he deceived the whole world. The whole world is us, man. Well, and yeah, the whole world, but the world of Israel I'm talking about, we were deceived. All right? That's why it says that, the honorable men of Israel have been famished. The honorable faint and fail. Because you read in Isaiah, it says, how the city of faithfulness and righteousness ceased. It said it was full of righteousness, man. It was full of understanding and wisdom. But now we're laid low. And this is because Esau, beat it out of us. I know brothers have made references, comments like, damn, Esau really beat the shit out of you, man, to make you believe some lies, man. Because now those lies, you ain't even resisting them. Now our people are fully submerged and they walk in vanity. Because that's the way of Esau, man. Esau is not spiritual, man. And he's got you walking in a way that is not good. All right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you didn't know. All right? A wicked doer giving heed to false lips. So you're going to be held accountable for living the way that Esau's living. All right? One thing that, I heard on a song by Apostle Tahar, a brother made a collab, but, he put Apostle Tahar's voice in it. Beautiful song. But Apostle Tahar made the comment in the video a long time ago, man. He said, you 2/3, man, y'all going to get the same judgment as Esau, which is ultimately the thermonuclear fire. But that's true. Because you've overdone what he's doing. Because at least Esau is remaining a devil, Even him, covering himself as a right man or a man of uprightness, that's him being a devil. He's doing his job. He's not actually trying to be good. But you over here, you're actually trying to be something you ain't. So, these are the reasons why, though, that, like, the kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another. I know I've been talking. That was really kind of the point. You really? Fucking asshole, man. Salakia. Anyways. But yeah, man. It says again, in Sirach 10:8, because of an unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's what it says, from one people to another. Meaning it's going to be given to another people. Fucking asshole, man. You got an asshole here. Probably an Edomite. Anyways. Salakia. But anyways, so what people is going to come after this? That's the question you got to ask yourself, man. When you see things like this, you ask, okay, well, who's going to rule next? Now, we the understanding, the ones who have the understanding of the truth, we obviously know who that is. All right, the scriptures identify over 3,000 times that it's Israel. All right, because the scriptures say, man, that we're going to stay upon the Holy One from here on out. And the Holy One is able to conquer all things, man. We're going to stay, our power is going to be built alongside the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's why the scriptures talk about, like who can make war with the beast. The Lord made it to where, we can't, no nation can mount up. Even if all the nations right now mount up against Esau right now, they would lose. Because it's given to Esau to rule for a certain amount of time. That's where you go back into Daniel. and it says that he shall think to change times for a time of the season. You know, that time of the season, there's an end to that. All right, Esau is only going to be able to do things and change things and pervert and, you know, this and that for only a certain amount of time. Going back to Psalms 37, man, it said that for the evildoer shall be cut off. All right, but the meek shall inherit the earth. And then you go to verse 10, I believe, and it says that the wicked shall be cut off, and thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be.